Finding an affordable beach city in California can seem like a pretty tall order because it's so expensive, right? But hold on, because Ventura County has some of the most affordable beachside living in all of California. Today, I'm going to be ranking them: Ventura, Oxnard, and Port Hueneme, from least to most affordable. What's it really like to live in these places? And stay tuned, because the most affordable city might surprise you. The most expensive option, that's going to be Ventura. It also doesn't have a huge abundance of beachfront living. There's Pierpont, there's the Ventura Keys, and there's a limited number of condos right by C Street. The main beach living area in Ventura is the Pierpont neighborhood, and you have a mix of properties, bungalow properties from the 20s and 30s to custom modern estate-size homes. What's cool about Pierpont too is there's a little main street there, Seaward Avenue, where you have some restaurants, a brewery, and some fun local hangouts. Pierpont has more of that beach town touristy feel to it. It does get a lot quieter in the off season, but it can get super busy on the weekends and the holidays. If you're over here, be sure to check out Lucky Thai Cuisine, by the way, and Pierpont Tacos. So if you're living on the side that's closer to Seaward Avenue, it's going to be busier. And then if you get over towards the Marina Park end, which is more of a dead end, and over into the Ventura Keys, it gets a lot quieter. The Ventura Keys is right up against Pierpont. Most people don't even know it's there. And there's actually canal access from those homes where people can take their boats from their backyard and go right out into the ocean and get out quickly. That's the huge selling point of the Ventura Keys. The Ventura Keys in Pierpont have their own identity that just feels different than the rest of Ventura, in part because it is separated geographically from the rest of the city by the 101. It's gorgeous. Marina Park is there, huge grassy area, playground, and it connects to the Ventura Harbor. You could walk or ride your bike from Pierpont in the Ventura Keys all the way over to the Ventura Harbor. It's gorgeous. You get to see all the cool boats, and then you are right next to the 101. So if you need to commute or want to get up to Santa Barbara or to LA, you can do it so quickly and easily. Things that people complain about in this area are the May gray, the June gloom, and some of those cloudy days can extend well into the summertime. But other than that, the weather in this area can be ranging from about 50 to 75 throughout the year. Prices can range here for a detached home starting around 1.2 million and going way beyond that. Some of the estate-side homes that are modern builds will even have views of the mountains, not just the oceans. So no question, Ventura is the most expensive, but it's also going to have the best access to arts, entertainment, and fun things to do. You're going to be minutes from Midtown and all those fun locally owned businesses there, as well as to the downtowns. One thing to keep in mind, Ventura is a tourist destination. So especially during the season, there are a lot of people that flock to the beaches. It's way more well known than the beaches in Oxnard, which can seem desolate in comparison. The beaches in Ventura, a lot of them are pretty rocky. It's really famous for being a surfing destination and not quite as much for huge sections of beach to walk on. There are some beautiful beaches there, but as compared to Oxnard, for instance, not nearly as many people going down there. The beaches are much longer and wider, and it just feels more like you're on a vacation down in Oxnard, where Ventura is just a little more happening. Oxnard is number 2. It is more affordable than Ventura, in large part because there's just way more homes here near the beachfront area. Not just right by the beach, but you have a large section of canal homes. There's thousands more homes here that are available, including condos, townhomes, and detached homes. Condos are ranging anywhere from the 5 to 700s, in townhomes in the 700s and going higher, and detached homes starting in the low 1 million range to 1.5 million. One thing to keep an eye out for is the HOA fees can be pretty high in Oxnard, something people complain about, and there are special assessments for some of these communities, so that really can affect your payment. There really is such a wide range of pricing in Oxnard and so many more options. That's where my partner Keziah becomes very handy. She is also an appraiser, and she looks at these home values with an appraiser's eye. So when you work with us, you're getting that extra level of knowledge and detail to help you avoid making costly mistakes. But what is the lifestyle like in Oxnard's beach areas, you might ask? It's just way more low-key. The downside to living here is if you like lots of nightlife and fun activities, this won't be the place for you. It is so quiet here. I'll take my dogs for a walk down in some of these neighborhoods at night, and sometimes you'll see a car pass on some of the side streets, maybe one every 5 minutes. So it is just super quiet. I'm here at the Olołkoy Beach Park. That's another thing to know about. It is at least a 50-acre grassy park right next to gorgeous dunes and the beach. There's also a handicap accessible trail that goes out onto the beach. That's one of a kind for Ventura County. There's nothing else like that. And this is a hub for sporting activities. There's tons of soccer. Seen people flying their kites here, practicing with their parachute flying here. It was picked by USA Today as the most beautiful beach park in all of California, as voted by USA Today readers, even over La Jolla. So this is really up there. And if you're living in this area, it's just so amazing because you can be just walking right out of your home, walk over to the beach park, walk over to Hollywood Beach. There's a farmer's market every Sunday, which is really fun. It's a very sociable, fun place. Tons of locally grown food and artisan type goods. And so it really gives it this special community feel. Oxnard is just off the radar. I can't tell you the number of times I've taken a client through this area and their jaw just drops open. They're like, I had no idea this was here and how gorgeous it is. So if you're coming to Hollywood Beach, you've got to stop by the fish taco stand. The food here is off the charts and it's lots of local seafood. There's just so many more options for beachfront living in Oxnard. You have Silver Strand is the quirkiest, most energetic. There's a free parking lot there that gets super packed on weekends and holidays. There will be food trucks. There's great surfing there. There's fun little quirky shops. That also backs up to the naval base, so that does affect prices to some degree. You can find some more affordable options there. And it's eclectic. There will be a mix of super custom homes to ones that need a little bit of updating and care. Hollywood Beach is perhaps the most beautiful. You have custom beachfront multi-million-dollar homes there, but you also have townhomes and condos, so there's more affordable options there. And you have the advantage, you back right up to the Channel Islands Harbor. And there's a little shopping center in there with the Honey Cup Coffee. That's a great local hangout. So the Hollywood Beach area has a real community feel to it. And there's really nice walking trails that go along the harbor area there as well. And then, of course, last but not least is Oxnard Shores with the amazing beach park and a mix of custom homes as well as more standard ranch style homes from the 50s and 60s. One thing in common in all of these beachfront areas is that the lots tend to be on the smaller side. So if you want a backyard, probably not the best place for you. And a big advantage for both Oxnard and Ventura is they have world-class harbors. In Oxnard in particular, you have a large canal home community with detached homes, attached homes, and luxury condos. And they just add to the overall beauty. Right now I'm at the canal section that backs up to Ventura Keys in the Pierpont neighborhood. And you can probably see behind me, it's pretty gorgeous. On this one stretch here, people can go right down the canal, right to their dock and park their boat essentially in their backyard and go home. And because they both have harbors, that adds to the kayaking, the paddleboarding, sailing within the channel. And then there's boats that'll take you out to the Channel Islands as well. And don't forget about that. The Channel Islands is, they like to call the Galapagos of North America. So it is this vast wilderness area that's just amazing to explore. Whale watching, when you go out there, you see tons of dolphins, just so much sea life. And the Channel Islands add that extra magic for all of these three beach cities because your view is out to the islands, and that's so unique. Port Hueneme is only 5 miles wide, but it has two sides of it that have a very different feel. One side is everything that's closer to the beach, including the surfside condo communities that are gated. They have an apartment-style feel with shared corridors and stacked units, but you can't beat the location. You can see I'll pan around here, and you're gonna walk right out your unit to the beach. There's another section here called Anacapa View with detached homes that started in the lower 900s. And the Surfside condos range from the 5 to 700. So you can see that is incredibly reasonable to be living near the beach in California as you compare to other areas. For example, if you go south towards Los Angeles, it's going to get a whole lot pricier and obviously way more expensive as well up in Santa Barbara. Port Hueneme really wins the most affordable place to live near the beach in just about anywhere in California. But how does it live? Well, I'll tell you, Port Hueneme has a real low-key feel to it. It's like living at the end of the cul-de-sac of Ventura County. It's far away from everything, far from the 101, far from a lot of shopping, and it's not a real tourist destination, so there's not hordes of people coming down here. I'm here at the beach park on a weekday, and there's really hardly anyone here. Overall, Port Hueneme is just going to be way more about the people living here as opposed to the hordes coming in, that type of thing. So if you want to just live right next to the beach and just zen out in all the beauty and nature, this could be the place for you. One quick thing, wanted to mention, if you're a dog lover, you may prefer Oxnard or Ventura because you can actually take your dog on the beach there. Port Hueneme restricts that, but there's a really nice boardwalk you can walk along next to the beach with your dog and also out on the pier. So that's our Ventura County Beach City breakdown. Best overall lifestyle Ventura, best mix of lifestyle, beaches and Channel Island harbor options, Oxnard, and most affordable and your biggest bang for your buck, Port Hueneme. Keziah and I are real estate agents. If you have any questions about relocating to Ventura County or living within Ventura County, we'd love to help you. Please give us a call.